Good afternoon and welcome to Mackellar Park here in the nation's capital for the start of the Capital Football National Premier League's women's competition here in the ACT for season 2018. Chris Coleman with you on Bar TV this afternoon. Daniel behind the camera bringing you the pictures, and we have potentially a football feast in offering this afternoon as we have a look at this game, which is a rematch of the two sides that fought out the grand final for season 2017. You might remember that game. If you saw it, it's pretty hard to forget it. It finished 0-0 after 90 minutes. Then Belconnen United went up in the first half of extra time, courtesy of Jesse Williams, and then it was Marsha Wallace who scored in the 119th minute of extra time to send it to penalties. The penalty shootout was no ordinary penalty shootout either. Chantel Jones saved 3 spot kicks for Canberra FC to win them the grand final and the premiership title last year. But it's a very different looking Canberra FC side today, most notably no Chantel Jones in goal. But there's plenty of talent out there for both sides. We'll go through the lineups in just a moment. But what do we get here? Well, in addition to a rematch of the grand final last year, it is the 2017 champions against the 2017 club champions in the National Premier League's women's competition here in the ACT. So no love lost between these sides, and it should be an absolutely top draw fixture. I'm not expecting it to be a high scoring affair, but you never know. Early in the season, strange things can happen. Sides can feel as though they've done everything right in the pre-season, and then it doesn't necessarily gel on game day. So we'll find out which of these sides has done the better in terms of preparation in the not too distant future here at Mackellar Oval. It is a warm one here in the nation's capital. It's about 30 degrees at the moment. The wind, such as it is, coming in out of the west-northwest. Now I'm told it's going to pick up over the next 24 hours or so. Not sure how quickly it'll start to pick up. It may pick up this evening. It may be later on tomorrow. But the wind out of the west-northwest at around 20 kilometres an hour, gusting up to about 25 or 30 at times. So fairly consistent, really, but nothing too dramatic to worry about. If that wind is coming in from the west-northwest, it will be blowing from, let's say, the near side of the left-hand end of the screen for you to the far side on the right-hand side of the screen. That's sort of the direction that the wind is blowing in. The humidity, it's quite low. It's down at about 30%, and there is next to no chance of rain. There is certainly no sign of rain on the forecast. This game getting underway shortly. As I said, it is still well and truly warm here in Canberra. It's about 30 degrees, and I would expect not really too much to cool down. In fact, the forecast is suggesting that even by 7 o'clock tonight it'll still be 29, maybe still even 30 degrees as the sun gets low in the sky. Sunset in Canberra is at 7:18, so that'll be after this game has concluded. All you will see is the shadows creeping across the field from the near side to the far side. The Belconnen United team are the first side out there on the field. There's a few of them going out to warm up a little bit now. You can see out there in the number 9, Jasmine Maguire for Belconnen United in the blue. Down on the knees is Jordan Beaton. Also out there, Michaela Day. The tattoos on the right arm. Further around from her is Ellie Raymond. We'll go through the full lineup for Belconnen United in just a moment, but Canberra FC now making their way on in their half of the field for a warm-up as well. They're captained today by Alice Churchill. Coach for the visiting Canberra FC side is Mark Risteski, the manager Sam Risteska, and the assistant coach is Ben Rolfe. And let's go through that visiting side lineup now. Canberra FC, it'll be Natasha Vasta in goal, wearing number 1. In number 2, their captain Alice Churchill. 4 is Krista Hagan. Number 5, Marsha Wallace-Capon, who scored in the grand final, as I mentioned earlier. Scored that very late equaliser. Amy McLaughlin in 6. Christina Grauer-Kompos in 7. Lily Bardsley in 10. Rachel Goldstein in 12. In 15, Ivana Gallick. 17, Jamie Berkeley. 18 is Millie Mallinson. That's the starting lineup for Canberra FC. On the bench, Gabrielle Risteska, Hayley McLaughlin, Diana Genovese, Diane Wilson and Shaquille Chong. And you can see the sides making their way out onto the field. The Belconnen United side led out by Nicole Jaloka in 12. Natalie Lacey, the goalkeeper, following her. Then in number order for the rest of the Belconnen United side: 3 is Jordan Beaton, 4 Bronte Pike, 5 Gemma Murphy, 7 Jessie Williams, 8 Michaela Day, 9 Jasmine Maguire, 11 Madeline Whittle, 12 Nicole Jaloka, 13 is Karen Clark, 14 Ellie Raymond. And on the bench today, number 2 Jessie Rashart. Brittany Smale on the bench now. Brittany most likely to come on in 6, but if she's required as a keeper, she'll be coming on in number 20. Amy Reedman in 10, Leah Carnegie in 15, May Bailey in 16. The coach is Anton Jagarinek. Likes to be referred to as Jagger, which is fine by me. Alan Marin, the assistant coach, and Joe Slater, the manager. Referee in the middle of the field, all on her own at the moment, Georgia Girardello. And the assistant referees, we have Carla Martin and Mark Young, as they head down to the goals and just do their obligatory pre-game checks as well. Mark Young checking the net at his end, which is the northern end, or left of your screen. So we're not too far off from a start here this afternoon, both sides in their huddle. Canberra United, the first ones to break. Belconnen United not far behind them. Plenty of high fives out there. This Belconnen United side, they'll be out to prove a point here. When you lose a grand final, there's nothing that can make up for the pain of that. And then it's a very long off season. Doesn't matter whether it's 5 months, 9 months or 3 weeks you're off season. When you lose a grand final, it hurts for every single day leading up to the start of the next season. And while a win for Belconnen United today against Canberra FC would not erase that pain, it would more than likely make them feel just a little bit better about things to start off their 2018 campaign with a win against the side that, well, I know because one of the Canberra FC people actually mentioned it to me beforehand, a side that many of their fans are still watching video of that grand final from last year, and who can blame them? That thrilling day at this very ground. So, the assistant referees have done their checks. They make their way over to their respective sidelines. Mark Young on the far side, Carla Martin on the near side. Georgia Girardello, the referee, just moves out of the centre circle, checks the watch. And season 2018 in the Capital Football National Premier League for Women gets underway at McKellar Oval and straight into their forward territory. Canberra FC, that's Marsha Wallace-Cappan, the first challenge of the season. She goes to ground and it's a turnover to Belconnen United. That looks like Ellie Raymond. Raymond, bit of a bump there, goes to ground. Ball goes over the sideline. And the throw-in will come for the blue team, Belconnen United. Ali Churchill, the captain, gets into it now. Across to Goldstein. Goldstein finds Bardsley. Bardsley, back pass, ill-directed, taken by Jessie Williams now. Williams has plenty of support, has Whittle running across, puts the ball into her path just a little bit too long. And Canberra FC rebound through Hagan and then onto Wallace-Cappan. Capon puts a long ball up into attack. Should be fairly comfortably taken care of by Bronte Pike. It is. In fact, she back passes to Nat Lacey in the goal. And it's back out to Pike, who's now got herself into a bit of space. Minute gone. Probably some nerves out there from both sides at the moment, but it won't take too much longer for them to settle down. Once everyone's had a touch, it's usually dispelled. Gallick with a clearing kick for Canberra FC, but again, only as far as I think that's Pike over the far side again. Calls for somebody to give her something to aim at. 1, 2, 3, 4 red shirts up there. Not much. In fact, it wasn't Pike. Pike's on the end of that. So she's moved up a little bit in the ground there, has Pike. Having seen her in the back corner to start the game. Wasn't expecting to see her in the attacking corner, but there you go. Natasha Vasta now for Canberra FC. The goalkeeper gets her first touch with a goal kick. Plenty of competition for the ball in the middle of the park. Now that's Goldstein. Goldstein can't maintain possession, and once again the long ball played by Belconnen United picked up by Vasta, the goalkeeper for Canberra FC. Good clearing kick from her. Header from Karen Clark puts it back into attacking territory for Belconnen United, but once again just too deep. Belconnen United are going to focus here by the looks of it on turning Canberra FC around as much as they can. Not necessarily chasing too much, but just to turn them around. It's a warm day here. If you've got to turn around a lot, it will have an impact on you later in the season, and perhaps Belconnen United just backing their fitness a little bit more. Beaton finds, I think that's Karen Clark. Is indeed. Clark looking for someone up forward. Rebounds though. Bardsley for FC. That's Willis Capon. She's got some time here. Jigs left, Jigs right. Gets the ball around Jalocka. Now comes back to the Belconnen United captain, Jalocka, across to Whittle. Whittle finds Williams, back to Day. Michaela Day back across to Jalocka. So Belconnen United now trying some sustained possession. Trying to force this disciplined Canberra FC side into breaking their formation. Ball gets through. Could be one-on-one here. Nice work by Maguire. Good work by the defence. Maguire keeps the ball alive, puts it across, finds Murphy almost, but instead cleared over the far side by Amy McLaughlin. And it'll be a throw-in for Belconnen United just at the top of the square, or parallel to the top of the square. They go long or short? Longish. Target was Jessie Williams. Cross comes in. Oh, it was a good-looking cross there for Whittle, but she was wrong-footed by the defender. And Vasta, the Canberra FC goalkeeper, gets in and makes the save. Now Vasta plays on quickly. There's only Wallace Capon up there for the Reds. The ball bounces around a little bit. Finally makes its way back. Bardsley now for Canberra FC. She's looking across for Grauer Compos. Ball's a little bit short. Grauer Compos still chasing it around as it wound up with Whittle. Then it went on to Raymond. Quick 1-2 back to Raymond and then over the sideline. So this will be a throw-in for Canberra FC. They need to move quickly here because Belconnen at the moment have well and truly the numbers, but a good little bit of play for Bardsley. 3-on-2, now 3-on-1, but Bardsley able to put the cross in. No one able to get on the end of it though for Belconnen United. Day with the rebound. Takes a moment, stabilises, and then we see the ball kicked out over the sideline by Canberra FC's Krista Hagan. 5 minutes gone, no score here at McKellar. Grand final rematch from last year between Belconnen United and Canberra FC. Round 1 action in the Capital Football National Premier League for women. Nice to have your company wherever you may be watching around the country, around the world. Michaela Day, oh, she's trapped a little bit. Does well, gets around, gets it into space. Teammate was unable to get onto the pass. That was Gemma Murphy. Only a matter of inches in it though. Now Hagan with a back pass for Canberra FC finds Gallick. Gallick puts the ball forward and then sees it coming straight back to her. And she's gone, pushed it right back into the depths of defence for Vasta. Little pseudo challenge from Williams, putting Vasta under a bit of pressure with the kick downfield. Again, nobody that far up for Canberra FC, and it was Beaton who puts it across to Lacey for a moment. Now Beaton once again on to Maguire. They come back around the middle. Will they switch play across to the near side? Maybe, maybe not. No, they go long instead. Seen a bit of that already from them. That was Karen Clark with that long ball. Game largely being played in the centre third here. Or at least the contested part of the game largely being played in the centre third of the field. As I speak, we see Jessie Williams has the first real chance of the day. It goes just a little bit wide. You can put that down at about 6.5 minutes though. The first real potential chance. Jesse Williams, who scored the last goal during play for Belconnen United last year, looking to be the first scorer for them in 2018. We won't detail who did what during the penalty shootout. Probably bring back too many memories for too many players. Bardsley now puts a great little ball forward into the path of Marsha Wallace-Capehorn, but it's just a little too long. So it's Belconnen United once again on the attack. Starting to see some real end-to-end stuff. They come out wide now. That's Nicole Jaloka. Jaloka puts the cross in, but it's too deep. And almost directly to the feet of Natasha Vasta. 7.5 gone. Vasta looks to play on quickly. She's got Wallace as the target again. Oh, header comes off Raymond straight into Wallace. Almost a little bit of pinball play there. That was Bardsley. Back to Wallace-Capehorn. Having a look at the corner of the penalty box. Michaela Day, though, with the rebound for the United side. Gives it on to Beaton, and Beaton puts the ball back upfield. FC, though, well, they've picked up off the benefit of an ill-directed pass. They just need one more focal point up forward, or a focal point up forward, really. It's a great little run from Pike. Roddy Pike had this very close to her own penalty area, loses control of it for just a moment, and that's all it takes for FC to rebound. Hagan, clearing kick, gets it up and out of the field of play, about 8 yards into Belconnen United's half of the field. So the game's settling down into a bit of a routine now. We're seeing plenty of long ball from Belconnen United. Canberra FC, well, they do seem to be trying to get around the outside, with the exception of when it's Vasta, the goalkeeper, with those clearing kicks. They're certainly long clearing kicks, but FC with a throw in here, chance to work the ball forward. A little bit of a push on Goldstein, but she maintains her composure and her feet. Loses the ball to Day, back to Beaton. And Beaton looking up forward finds Whittle. Whittle, through ball. Oh, this is good. Oh, just a fraction too long for Maguire. Maguire putting pressure on the keeper. Vasta's kick goes downfield, but there's 4 blue shirts potentially there. So United once again can just take their time and reset. Gemma Murphy does exactly that. Now it's Williams. Across to Jaloka. Jaloka back to Day. Day, long ball. Who's she got up forward? Well, the height of Amy McLaughlin, a telling factor there. And the size of Jamie Berkeley also working in Canberra FC's favour. But there was nobody up forward. The long ball from Canberra FC just wasted. I did mention earlier that we saw Belconnen United with a lot of long ball earlier, and I was wondering whether that is to try and turn around Canberra FC and make them run additional metres on this very, very warm March day here in the nation's capital. Perhaps Canberra FC have twigged to that and are now doing the same to Belconnen United, trying to get them to run as well. We may see plenty more long balls. Over the head of Jaloka. Finds Williams. Williams still going. Taking her time to get set here. Nice little through ball. Comes back from Murphy. Murphy out wide finds Pike. Plenty of time for Pike. Comes back to Maguire. I'll work it around. Oh, an ill-directed pass. It'll be Beaton who gets it. Slides back. And from being in attacking position, the ball's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper for Belconnen United, and I don't think there was a Canberra FC touch on it anywhere in there. Contested ball out over the near sideline. And it's a throw to Canberra FC. Their captain, Alice Churchill. Call for handball. No handball. Did I hear someone in the crowd there say, how about a knock on then? Might have done. early season wit and humour has been checked in. It was Berkeley trying to achieve for Canberra FC, but it's gone across the field with Maguire. Maguire into the penalty area and just goes too deep. Good position from the Canberra FC defenders there and allowed Natasha Vasta to come out and really shut down the angle. Wasn't a great deal that Belconnen United could do. "12 minutes gone here at Mackellar. No score. And we're back in the middle of the park again. Waiting out wide is Bardsley. Bardsley in the shade of the grandstand. Puts a long ball through. Now, at a sneaky little ball. Goldstein was aware of the play, was expecting it, but couldn't quite get there. Interestingly, Belconnen only going sideways with the goal kick. Really nearly didn't pay off for them. Now they've gone for the long ball again. And it's another throw in for Canberra FC. Because Bar TV will be bringing you a lot of capital football this season. Men's and women's action coming up. Russ Gibbs will be on the mic for many of those games. Because if you can't make it to a game, just check the Capital Football website to see whether there will be a live stream available. There'll be plenty of them this season. Great to see the commitment of Capital Football and the assistance of Bar TV to get these games live on the internet, not just around the Canberra region but overseas, and I know we get plenty of viewers from far and wide watching these games. A little bit of period here where I don't want to resort to the sporting cliche and say it's an arm wrestle, but just a couple of minutes after seeing a little long ball, seeing a bit of short ball play now. And it's Belconnen United going on the attack now. It was Day through to Raymond. Raymond couldn't get control up the other end, and Amy McLaughlin rebounds, gets it onto the chest of Goldstein. Goldstein looking outside, trying to find anyone. Can't, comes back to Goldstein. She'll have another crack in a minute. That's with Wallace. Back to Goldstein. Long balls onto Bardsley if she can get it into space. She aims for Bardsley, but Whittle does well in defence for Belconnen. Cuts off the cross. There's a nice looking bit of play there. Raymond now for Belconnen United. She's been busy early in proceedings. Long ball, but Nicole Jalocka can't get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red shirts back in defence now for Canberra FC. It was Hagan who put the ball through. It's gone through a couple. Bardsley down the left. Into the square. There is nobody there. A kick and hope. It's 3-on-1 here. This will be good play. And it is good play from Williams. She's done well to get there. Ball's at the top of the square. Top of the penalty box. And Maguire needed just another fraction of a second. Didn't get it. And eventually Vasta, the Canberra FC keeper, gets to hold onto the ball. For mine, Belconnen looking just slightly sharper in attack at the moment. Or should I say slightly sharper about creating attacking opportunities at the moment. Only early days though. Not even at 20 minutes gone. What can Belconnen do here? They've got the throw in over on the far side. Looks like Williams, a target for the short throw, gets a bit of a push. Nothing sinister in it. Ball comes all the way up, doesn't quite go into touch, and Karen Clark able to get onto it. Plenty of time for her, plenty of time for Day as well. She takes a second and a third touch. Had the long ball there for, I think Raymond was meant to be the target, but I don't think Raymond actually saw the pass. So it'll be a goal kick for Belconnen, for Canberra FC. Header forward by Wallace. Only as far as Raymond. Raymond turns around. It's with Maguire now, but Maguire's pass intercepted by Berkeley. On to Goldstein. Then Hagan. Sliding in was Mallinson. Haven't seen a lot of Millie Mallinson so far in this game, but getting herself involved for a moment there. Now it's back with Maguire. Good cut off by Churchill. Churchill to Bardsley. Bardsley trying to maintain possession and has done well to earn a throw by kicking it into the falling Ellie Raymond there. Good little skills from Wallace. Putting it over her own head and retrieving. Day cuts off the pass. Gives it on to Jalocka. Back to Day and Jalocka again. Now they go all the way back. Erin Clark. Clark still going. All this possession for Belconnen United, and they're still in their own half. Now they're in attacking territory again. Just wondering whether there's been a formation change here for Belconnen United. It seems that they've got one standing further forward now than we saw earlier. It's almost as though they were running five across the front line before. Now they've got one on their own. We'll check that in a minute. Bardsley, who's she got? It's Goldstein. Ball is too deep for Goldstein. Pike. Not the best of clearances, but it takes a bit of time to get over to the sideline. And the ball goes out and it'll be taken care of by Canberra FC. Nearly 20 minutes gone now in this opening fixture. Ball girl having to retrieve that one from the very far corner. Fortunately, the extra ball's around the ground, so play continues with Berkeley. Puts it forward, takes a rebound off. I think it might have been Maguire. Goes out over the sideline, and it'll be another throw-in for Canberra FC. Nice foot skills from Mark Young, the assistant referee, with a little pass back so the throw-in could take place a little bit quicker. Okay, what's Day got? Time is the first thing she's got. Second thing she's got is a teammate on the outside. That's Raymond. I'm going to go long again. Well, not as long as they've gone in the past. Maguire. Day up over halfway. Into the path of Maguire now. Despite the touch from Gallick, Maguire still has it. Could be a shot, could be a goal. There's a goal! Madeline Whittle, first goal of the season, 21st minute here at Mackellar. Started off from Day, then on to Maguire, and then to Whittle. And the keeper really not having much of a chance. 21 minutes gone, it's Belconnen United 1, Canberra FC 0. Playback underway, and Canberra FC, well, they might need to show just a little bit more urgency. It's nice work from the Belconnen United side. We'd seen them go forward a couple of times, but shows how dangerous this side can be. We saw it a number of times last year, length of the field attacks from them. And that was a textbook example of it. Probably put a big smile on Jagger's face, their coach. The job not done by any stretch. Still nearly 70 minutes remaining in this one. Wallace trying to get in there, may have had the last touch. Did have the last touch. So it'll be Ellie Raymond to make the throw in. Headed back into attack for FC by Churchill. They went as far as Goldstein. Goldstein's header came back for Berkeley, and well, they've lost it again. Whittle showed she was dangerous before. This time offloads. And support on the far side from Williams. It's onto the crossbar. Very close. So close to 2-0. Might still be. The follow-up shot came from Jalocka and went wide to the right. A round of applause from this largely pro-Belconnen United crowd, appreciating the efforts of the home team. I'm not sure if Canberra FC have slowed down or Belconnen United have found an extra gear. In the last 3 or 4 minutes, it's certainly been Belconnen United looking sharper out there. As we get to a water break now. It is a very, very warm day here. As I said, fairly close to 30 degrees. So we'll pause for a few moments here on Bar TV while the players take a water break. Might do the same myself up here in the commentary box. But right now, early stages of this one. And the defending champions find themselves a goal down. It's Belconnen United 1, Canberra FC, no score on Bar TV. Discussion with their players. I know it's not the aim of the exercise for the water breaks on these warm days early in the season, but an added benefit there. I think the most vocal is Anton Jagarinek for Belconnen United. I think he's excited that his side's managed to get one up, but I think he wants more than one. Of course, they got one up in the grand final last year, and at the 95th minute, I think it was, and it was certainly in the first period of extra time. And then the equaliser came with about a minute left on the clock in the second period of extra time, which led us to that highly entertaining penalty shootout on grand final day. So we'll get a throw in for Belconnen United to restart proceedings. 25 and a half gone, and they lead 1-0. Who have they got? Well, it's Williams. Williams with the cross. As Murphy was meant to be on the end of the cross. Plenty of pressure in the penalty box. And in the end, it's Vasta for Canberra FC, able to go with a very long kick downfield. Headed away by Karen Clark, and again, over the sideline. Throw in to take place on about the halfway line, won't be far off it. Mallinson with that throw. Long ball onto the feet of Wallace Capeorn. It's a long ball forward. Across the face of goal, Natalie Lacey has it now for Belconnen United and able to take her time. Gives it to Day. Day Through ball. Was looking for Williams. Williams couldn't control it. Got past her. And through Whittle. Bounces around. Back to Williams now. Williams, long ball. I think that's Murphy over there. Goes further afield. Belconnen will get a throw in. That's Pike now with the throw. Canberra FC outnumbering Belconnen 2-1 or 8-4 if you like, but it's still Belconnen who get the shot away. And it was the goal scorer Whittle who had the shot, but Vasta had it covered in goal. They turn around very quickly though. To Belconnen. Clark takes her time. Ball comes back once again to Day. Day shields her eyes from the sun for just a moment as she's looking for someone up there. I suspect may have been just temporarily dazzled by the sunlight. Pass going astray. Bardsley trying to show Ellie Raymond that she's not to be messed with. Backed into her a couple of times. Ball goes back and forth, back and forth. Eventually it's Raymond who clears. Now it's Murphy. Put into the path of Whittle. Rebounds for Jalocka. And now it's Maguire. Once again, it's Canberra FC holding fast and clearing. But Belconnen United, they're just giving so much time to get set up here. Plenty of space for their defenders, whether it's Beaton or Clark. And then you get Pike, who we've seen in defence and in attack, right down there looking to set it up with a cross. I was hoping that Williams might have been able to send it into the goal, but instead it goes out cleared off over the back line by Canberra FC, and it'll be a corner. First corner we've seen today. So what have Belconnen United got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the box. For Canberra FC, it's all hands to the pump. They're all back. The clearing kick comes back out to Williams. Williams with a high ball. Header. All directed and picked up by Vasta. And the Canberra FC keeper says, enough of that. Let's get this and play it down the other end for a little while. Chasing her back is Beaton. She's got Goldstein with her. And Goldstein did well there. She did a lot of running and put plenty of pressure on the Belconnen United defenders. There was another one rushing up the side. And you see the first corner, and as so often happens in football, you see no corners for a long time, and then you get them in groups. Maybe more slightly unusual that we've seen one at one end of the field, and then the second one a minute later is at the other end. Pardon me if I sound a little bit unsighted. I have a large steel pillar in my way for the corners from this part of the ground. We might just have to lean around here and try not to lean in front of the camera. It's in. Clearing header. Churchill regathers. Puts a half lob in. And the ball goes dead. So two corners, both successfully defused. And we're back to play here at Mackellar. Clearing kick from Belconnen United, and once again it's out over the touchline. Half an hour gone on the game clock. These sides will both, I think, appreciate the break coming their way in a little over 15 minutes. Murphy couldn't get into the box. Rebound for Bardsley. There's nobody up forward for her. She went across the field. Marsha Wallace-Caphorn was there, as was Christina Grauer-Compost, but the ball unable to be picked off by either of them. Williams has it again. Gets into the box. Now it's Jalocka, takes it back out just a little bit. Blue shirts flooding forward here at Mackellar. Long ball. Not enough power on it to trouble Vasta. She was able to get set. And now she sends the ball downfield once again. It's up in the air. Called for by Murphy. Murphy's back header into Berkeley. Berkeley sent it forward. But it was Clark. And then it comes back to Clark for yet more possession. Now it's Whittle. Whittle across field. Jalocka has to reach back to trap. Does so. Gets it to Maguire. Oh, it could be trouble here, and it is trouble. Well, it looked like trouble, but there was a flag up on this side from assistant referee Carla Martin. Hard to pick whether it was or wasn't offside from here. But Carla Martin had that flag up very, very early. I'm not hearing anyone complaining out there on the field, so I suspect that they are all in agreement. So the score remains 1-0, but a close call for the visiting side. Good skills from Alice Churchill. Finds Marsha Wallace and goes back to Berkeley. Jamie Berkeley, ill-directed pass. Could have been trouble. In the end, it's kick and rush from Canberra FC to at least get it out of the way. And Ellie Raymond sends it back to her keeper for Belconnen United. Lacey. Now back out around to Raymond again. Who's she got? Plenty of options, but it's cut off by Amy McLaughlin. McLaughlin finds Berkeley again. This looks better for Canberra FC, but Bardsley needed another fraction of a second to maintain control and didn't get it. Good pressure from the defence from Bell United. That's with Raymond. And then to Beaton. They've turned it around again, though. This is looking better from Canberra FC. Target was Hagan. Got enough on it to get it to Berkeley. Berkeley puts into the path of Bardsley. Just curled away from Bardsley. Wound up with Belconnen United keeper Lacey. A little more than 10 minutes till the break. Long ball from Hagan. Question over whether Wallace was onside or not. Doesn't matter because it wound up with Lacey again. Now it's Day. Goes outside, finds Raymond. Raymond, long ball. Who's she got up forward? Well, Williams was the target. Williams still having a go, trying to dispossess Gallick. Gallick gets the ball forward, comes back to her again now. A little bit of speed in this period of play. Berkeley, Hagan. Comes back to Hagan. Nice through ball, finds Christina Grauer Campos. Campos takes her time. Gets it into the area. Finds Bardsley. Bardsley brought down. No danger of a penalty there. Canberra FC, they're just missing something at the end of their attacking runs. Not sure what it needs. Whether they need someone to be sitting up there just a little bit more permanently, or whether they just need to convert better. Two possibilities. I've got a free kick coming back here for a bit of push and shove. And it'll be Belconnen United to benefit from the decision. I think it may have been Whittle who was brought down. She was certainly getting up. I looked back when I heard the whistle. And it'll be Beaton who is taking the kick. So two Canberra FC players in a primary wall, and then everyone else is lined up at the top of the penalty area. Again, only one player back for Canberra FC. They go for the long ball, and Vasta gets both hands on. Nicely done by the Canberra FC keeper. She goes for the long ball. Day looks over her shoulder, realises she's got plenty of time. Good little trap to her own advantage. The quick 1-2 with Maguire. Day spins around, gives it off to Jalocka. Jalocka Comes back to Raymond. Raymond goes across. Initially for Beaton, but goes further than that to Clark. Clark looking for someone in space. Gets it back from Whittle. And they go long, but again, Canberra FC get in the way of that hit. Mallinson up on the shoulder. And the attempted clearing kick. Oh, this isn't what the red team would have been after. Jalocca has it again. Now they come back. They've been really good at this today, Belconnen United. Sending the ball back and getting themselves set up. Long ball goes as far as Churchill. Alice Churchill from Canberra FC with the header. Goes out over the sideline. Quick throw taken by Belconnen. Maguire now with it. Tries to get through. And again, a potentially promising attack from Canberra FC with Goldstein putting the ball forward. But I don't know, Marsha Wallace-Capon can be quick, but she's not that quick. So it'll be a throw-in for the Belconnen United side as they continue to just charge upfield. It's been pattern of play nearly all day. They've gone long. Over on the far side, that's Pike. Pike still going, sends the ball back up. I think it's Whittle. Was indeed. She has the shot. And again, Vasta. Tell you, Vasta's having a pretty good day. I know she's let one in, and there was that offside goal, or the goal that was disallowed for offside, but a lesser keeper, and this Canberra FC started to be in trouble. Now it's FC on the attack with Bardsley. Bardsley puts the ball across the face of goal. And Lacey watches it and is able to leave it. Genuine pressure from Canberra FC. We haven't seen a lot of that at that end of the field. We've seen plenty of contest in the middle of the ground, but not much at the left end, or the left side of your screen. Jessie Williams back from Maguire. Now Whittle gets across. She finds it. Raymond goes long, headed away by Mallinson. That's with Maguire now. Maguire to Jalocca. Jalocca across field. Finds Maguire again. Oh, this is danger. This is danger. Oh, just wide. The shot from the captain from Jalocca. Well, football, unlike many other sports, is one of those games where weight of possession sometimes isn't reflected on the scoreboard, perhaps as much as it should be. I don't have any official stats, but I would suspect that the possession would be in excess of 60% in favour of Belconnen United in this first half. And to be only one goal up, it'll be a little bit disappointing for them. That was Bardsley for FC. And she takes the throw, then she gets it back. She's got Marsha Wallace-Capon there. She's dispossessed by Raymond, and Raymond can take her time. She puts the ball forward, and in an attempt to slow things down, Alice Churchill just hacks it into touch. United playing on at pace via Williams. And then it was Clark, and by degrees to Raymond. Now it's Jalocca again, and Raymond. Again, they just go for the long ball, this time from Clark. Long way up. The keeper's got to come out of her area just to shepherd this over the back line. And the ball goes dead. 41 minutes now. Well, for what it's worth, I'm not seeing too many hands on hips out there. I think the hand on hip count was probably 3-1. 3 Canberra FC players, 1 Belconnen United player. And a very quick scan of the field there. By this stage of proceedings, though, you're allowed to be taking a couple of deep breaths. And getting onto it is Jalocca. Who's she got on the inside? Couple of options, plenty of red shirts. There's a bit of a push in the area, but all ruled okay by Georgia Girardello, the referee. And Belconnen United have seen the ball rebound again, a full 60 yards. That's with Clark. Turns around, Clark couldn't really cleanly take that pass back from Whittle. So goes back to the keeper, Lacey. Now it's with Beaton. Has Day in short, instead goes long and just makes this Canberra FC side turn around and chase the ball back again. Clearing kick comes from Gallick. Gallick was hoping to get it to Bardsley. Bardsley, now she's brought down there by Raymond, and we do have a whistle. So just as we get close to half time here, Canberra FC, if they're clever, they might get an opportunity. They have an opportunity here. Bardsley brought down by Raymond, so Bardsley goes to position herself over near the penalty spot. So there's 4 FC players in the penalty area. The shot goes right at the goal. It's punched away, bounces around, pinball in the penalty box. FC still with a chance. Hagan puts the ball over. Cross comes in, and it's across the face of goal. A little bit of excitement for the red shirt fans this afternoon as we get close to half time, but unable to register on the scoreboard at the moment. 43 gone. And it's still 1-0. Nice bit of play there from Canberra FC. Belconnen United look to double their advantage before the break. Or will they be content to be 1-0 up at Oranges? Well, Mallinson has it for FC at the moment over in the corner. Manages to force it out off, I think it's Pike's legs over there, so they come back once again for a kick from Vasta. She's been busy today, plenty of those. And she'll be busy again in a minute, I reckon, because the ball might be coming back towards her. Whittle has one, was looking for the second. Good tackle. Sends it out over the end of the field, and we've got a corner coming up for Belconnen United. Ball comes in. It's an aerial play, but there's just nobody home. Everyone for Belconnen was on the near post or outside the 6-yard line, and the ball went into the far post. So neither side using the corners to maximum effect just yet. We are approaching the half-time interval here at McKellar. Willis Capehorn over to Amy McLaughlin. Ball comes back to McLaughlin. She's looking for Bardsley, but Raymond gets there first. That's Williams. Thought it might have been Raymond, but it left for Maguire. Come back through Clark. Clark, long ball. There's nobody there. Chasing will be Maguire, but she'd need to be the flash to get onto it. And it'll be yet another goal kick. So we are officially into injury time here in the first half now. Berkeley comes back to her, and she goes back, finds Wallace Capehorn again. Could have been a Goldstein ball in there, but a little bit too long. And there we go. Injury time, or time added on, has been played out, and we get to the break. With the home side leading 1-0. Belconnen United leading Canberra FC, courtesy of a goal from Madeline Whittle. There's a good bit of play that led up to it. I think from memory it was Michaela Day who gave it on to, I think it was the captain, Nicole Jalocka, who had a bit to play in it. Jalocka put the ball into the path of Whittle, and that was the goal that we had. And that's all she wrote for the first 45 minutes of the season for the Capital Football National Premier League's women's competition for 2018. The first half in the books. With the home side, Belconnen United leading Canberra FC 1-0. You're watching Bar TV. I think they finished up 7-2 in favour of the little kids, if you're wondering. The big kids could only score via headers. The little kids could, well, score by any method, it seemed. A little bit of halftime entertainment here at McKellar Park. Let's recap what we saw in the first 45. There was plenty of long ball from the home side, from Belconnen United, backed up by plenty of possession. I've gone back and checked my notes now, and I'd omitted Maguire from the build-up to the Whittle goal. Basically, Day, Maguire and Whittle teaming up to put the Blue Devils onto the scoreboard this afternoon. Just going back through the first half, and largely it's the Belconnen United side who've dominated in terms of shots on goal. They really had the ball in the opposition penalty box plenty of times. 3 or 4 half chances before that goal from Matty Whittle in the 21st minute. And they backed it up with one off the woodwork just 2 minutes later, with Williams trying to chip it over the head of Natasha Vasta. Different coat of paint, and the ball may well have fallen in, but came back off the crossbar. And of course, Milton Williams also having a goal disallowed. About the 33rd minute, I guess. The offside flag was up, so that goal was disallowed. Canberra FC, they were pretty good at putting pressure on between the circle and the top of the square, but beyond that, very rare was it that they actually made Natalie Lacey, the Belconnen United keeper, have to do anything until about 2 minutes before half time. And it was Ivana Gallic who had a shot, the set piece play, and it came off the woodwork as well. So it could have been 1-1, it could have been 2-1, it could possibly have been 3-1. But could have beens and would have beens, well, it doesn't matter a hill of beans. It's 1-0 at half time, and we're not far off resuming. In this one, the sides go into their huddles once again. 45 minutes remaining. The wind has definitely picked up. Not sure whether we can give you a shot of the trees just for a moment. There's plenty of them on the far side of the ground. You can see plenty of movement in those trees now. It does seem to be blowing almost across the ground. I would have been expecting it to be blowing more left to right, but there is a bit of shelter here. This grandstand on the western side, but if it is favouring any side, it will be Canberra FC, with a marginal benefit from the wind, which, as I said, has picked up a little bit. Check those weather conditions to see if we can get you a later update. It has cooled down precisely 0.1 degrees since the game started, so very little change. Still got the wind officially listed at about 20 kilometres an hour. That hasn't changed. The gusts have picked up, so there's a little bit more around. It'll be the Blue Devils to get things started in the second 45, and they do so with a 1-0 lead here on Bar TV. Just looking to see if there's been any changes here. I certainly can't see anyone who didn't appear to be out there in the first 45. Certainly not for Canberra FC. And there doesn't appear to have been any changes either for Belconnen United. Grauer Compos at a Willis Cape on. FC holding possession at the moment. There's Hagan. A couple of players in space for the visitors. Now it's with Millie Mallinson. Finds Bardsley. Bardsley, quick 1-2 with Berkeley, but can't get onto the receiving end. And it'll be a turnover to Belconnen United to throw the ball in. bit more of a push and shove developing, perhaps, in tactical terms, as opposed to the long ball. Let's see what Belconnen United can do here. We saw a lot of long ball from them early in the first half, and again late in the first half. They're going back their own way at the moment. And they just kick it out, giving a throw to Canberra FC. Mallinson. It's with Wallace Capehorn, I should say. And she's drawn the free kick. So this could be a scoring opportunity coming up here for Canberra FC. I reckon they would have liked it a couple of yards closer, but they'll have plenty of opportunity to get set. So what can Ivana Gallic do? Puts the hand up, gives the signal. It's going to go up. And she does go up. Header off the line from the defence. Comes down. Hagen was in there for FC. The ball winds up going wide. And the attacking threat diffused. But Canberra FC getting the first real attacking chance of this second half. 2.5 minutes gone in the second 45. Lacey with the goal kick. Doesn't go long, only goes as far as Jalocka. Jalocka has support on the far side of the ground from Raymond. It comes back to Jalocka. Loses it, tapped by Wallace Capehorn. Turns around. Now it's with Grower Compos. Cross comes in. The target was Goldstein, but Goldstein is just a bridge too far. And the attack goes forward and out of bounds again. So the game thus far in this second half being played largely in Canberra FC's attacking territory. And as I say that, a free kick comes for Belconnen United. Tapped across by Pike towards Day. Day puts it into the path of Williams. Williams loses it. Picked up by Hagen. Across to Amy McLaughlin. Amy McLaughlin can't control, and it's Whittle. She's got one goal already today. Into the box. There's a call for handball as her initial shot rebounds towards her. No dice, says the referee. Now Jalocka has it. Jalocka kicks it off Churchill. Churchill clearing, but only as far as Ellie Raymond. She's a long way from home. Now it's with Clark. Clark, long ball. But Vasta up to the task. Takes the catch. Clears quickly. Finds Jodie Beaton from the other side. But rebounds. And again it's with Marsha Wallace. Come across and they go around again. What have we got? Day. Right in the centre of the field. Takes the time. Had 4 or 5 options. She goes right, and the pass comes back to the left and finds Pike. Murphy. Back around. Find Pike again. Need a player down for Belconnen United in back play. She's up. That's Berkeley. Sends it across, finds Hagen. Hagen's given it to Goldstein. Goldstein steps past Raymond. Good little play from Goldstein. Puts it into the path of Grower Compost, but she can't control. A chance to level it up on the scoreboard really does go begging. Raymond now for Belconnen. Williams. Back to Raymond. Back to Williams. Williams in towards the corner of the field. Churchill taps the ball out of the field of play. It'll be a throw-in for Belconnen United. Dangerous position here, about 6 yards up from the corner post. Sun might be a little bit problematic for the thrower. I think it was Raymond with the throw. Ball's gone over the goal line, and it'll be a corner kick for Belconnen United. So we've seen pretty well 5 minutes of sustained possession and a couple of attacking chances for Canberra FC. Ball comes up the other end of the ground, and Belconnen United wind up with a corner. Lots of people standing up in the shade in the corner, and that's gone into the goal. Nice header on the corner Not sure whether it was who it was on there who's gotten onto it. May have been Whittle again. It's a very crowded penalty box. I don't have access to a replay screen here, but I'll get that to you when I get it confirmed. We've got it Pike, Bronte Pike. Had players and jerseys and hair going everywhere. And Bronte Pike converts the corner, and suddenly it's 2-0 Belconnen United over Canberra FC. After Canberra FC had good possession for 5 or 6 minutes to start things off in the second half. But the corner and the 52nd minute goal comes to Bronte Pike. And we may just see Belconnen United really turn it on here now. They've got a bit of a safety cushion. They've got a 2-goal buffer. They could be able to throw a bit of caution to the wind at this stage. And through ball. Good work from the keeper. Belconnen United certainly with a big spring in their step. As I mentioned at the start of the game, it won't erase the pain of losing the grand final the way they did last year. But it may well make them feel just a little bit better to start their season, as they're really on the charge now. There's plenty of players moving at pace. That was Whittle again. And I'm just seeing a couple of heads dropping there for Canberra FC. Williams. It's a ball across, wide shot. And it'll be a goal kick for Canberra FC. FC, I'm not saying they're done and dusted by any stretch of the imagination, but they just really do seem to have been struggling to finish. Whereas Belconnen United, well, they've hit the woodwork once, they've had a goal disallowed for offside once, and they've got 2 in the book. As Pike, the goal scorer, or one of the goal scorers, sending it back to their keeper, Lacey. And use that to swing the change and get it around to the other side. Clark, long ball. Should be Churchill who gets to this first for Canberra FC. She's not racing towards it, confident that the ball will trickle over the sideline, and it does so. So Churchill will be able to take the throw in. Gives it over to Vasta. I've got a substitute warming up for FC. In fact, there's 2 warming up for FC now, so we may see some changes shortly. I'll keep you abreast of those should they develop. Amy McLaughlin kicks the ball again over the sideline for another throw-in. Oh no, now there's a third one up, so there's plenty of people up and warming up for Canberra FC, looking to impress and come on with plenty of game time left. Powerful shot from Raymond, and somebody's down in the penalty box, and that has drawn a bit of consternation from a few of the fans here. I didn't see what happened because I was watching further up the field where Raymond had gone with the long, I thought it was a long shot, but it was evidently a long, high centering pass. Seeing if I can pick up who that is who's down at ground level. I can't tell you at the moment. We do have a change coming up for Canberra FC. And it's 4 coming off. That's Krista Hagan. And she's going to be replaced by number 14, which will be Diana Genovese. Everything's seemingly okay, but I suspect we may see someone going in the book here. The referee, Georgia Girardello, has gone into her pocket and she's scribbling something down. Oh, it will just be the noting of the substitution. So what do we call that? The 57th minute, I suppose. So Krista Hagan comes off and Diana Genovese enters the fray. See if there's any change in formation for Canberra FC. As yet, I'm not seeing anything obvious. The two 12s come together for a moment. Better of that contest to Jalocka from Belconnen. Puts the cross across, finds Whittle. Whittle takes the ball into the penalty box. Clearing kick comes. So Genovese's first real input in the game was a little bit of a shoulder to shoulder with Pike. FC get the better of it. Wallace Capehorn puts the ball to the top of the penalty area. Soft shot taken by Bardsley and saved by Lacey. Belconnen United not resting on this 2-goal lead at all. They're very quick to turn it around again. It was Day onto Raymond, but the ball has come back to them again. It's Jalocka. Jalocka finding Whittle. Back to Jalocka. She turns around. Who's she got? Whittle in one direction, Day in the other. Chooses the third direction, which is to go straight back. That was Clark she went to in the end. Precision ball from Clark onto Murphy. Murphy, long ball. Punched away by Vasta, goes to ground. Danger time here. The ball kicked away. If Belconnen United had someone following up Murphy's run there, that could well have been a very, very different outcome. Ball was onto Vasta so quickly she couldn't grab. She had to just punch it away. And that'll be a goal kick for Canberra FC. Nearly 15 minutes gone in the second half, and it's 2-0 to the home side. FC, they've got some work to do here to get back into this one, because Belconnen United, we saw them with the bulk of possession in the first half, and it's starting to turn that way now in the second. FC had, I reckon, 5 of the first 6 minutes, and I think it's been virtually all blue since then. And with 15 minutes gone into the second period, Berkeley, quick pass on through, finds Goldstein. Goldstein, bereft of options, gets it almost to Genovese, but Genovese had to cover too many yards coming back. Now this looks like May Bailey coming on for Belconnen United. This may be precautionary. With Jesse Williams, I think it is coming off. It is indeed Williams coming off. It was Williams who was down in the area earlier. Not sure if I just heard that. There's a conversation going on between Coach Anton Jageranek and Jesse Williams, and I'm pretty sure I heard the phrase "I didn't really want to do that" echo up from down at ground level. So look, it's early in the season. And you've got to sometimes take these precautions, especially when you see a player go down from a bump. So Canberra FC have it at the moment. That's Goldstein. Goldstein still going, through ball, but she gave up fairly quickly on that to Lily Bardsley. So what will May Bailey bring for the home side? I'm just trying to see where she's settled into the lineup. Raymond has moved up into a more attacking role. That's her at the top of the goal square, the top of the 6-yard box. Now, who's going to take this one? Everyone for Belconnen United had gone into the goal mouth. There was nobody over to take the corner. Could well have been Williams who was originally down to take it, and I think she's come off and, maybe we hadn't quite ticked off that part of the game plan. So it's Maguire with the corner. Oh, it's well placed. Only able to be just tapped away by the keeper. Chaos ball, but it bounces around. Cleared away. Maguire, Day, has to shield her eyes from the sun. There's a bit of that going on at the moment. Back to Maguire. Now they come back. Here we go, there's Bailey. I think that's her first touch. She puts it towards Raymond. Raymond scoops it up and, juggled, bounced around. Bit of a push in the back, but the ball has... Well, this is going to be disallowed. No, it's not. Well, we've had a bit of push and shove go on in the goal. I saw the referee put the hand up for a second, but the referee was putting the hand up to signal that the goal had gone into the secondary attempt. I'd seen plenty of push and shove in there, but now it's 3-0 to the home side. This is starting to get very, very dangerous. If I'm remembering rightly, we had Raymond was lined up largely at almost right back for Belconnen United in the first half, and now she's playing down the left wing in attack. And that really has caused a little bit of grief for the Canberra FC side. They just don't seem to have been able to cope with this change in formation. Push and shove between Genovese from Canberra FC and Pike from United. And I don't know whether that was necessary to keep playing on there either. That's a bit of frustration starting to show on some of the faces of this Canberra FC side now. They already had the free kick. Well, they actually didn't have the free kick. The ball had been kicked away in frustration by... It was Marsha Wallace-Capehorn who did that. With a 3-goal lead now, I did say before that Belconnen United might throw a little bit of caution to the wind with a 2-goal break. That could potentially just get worse for the red side for Canberra FC this afternoon. So what have they got? Have they got any reply here? Should be some sort of barnstorming grandstand finish. I mean, we've seen a few of them in capital football. Last couple of seasons, side scoring plenty of goals late in proceedings. Gee, to come back from 3-0 down with about 24 minutes to play. That would be quite a highlight reel to be compiled here on Bar TV. So what can FC do? Goldstein sends the ball forward, finds Genovese. Genovese over to Berkeley. They bounce it around. They're taking a bit of time. Got people up forward. One of them's Mallinson. Mallinson hasn't had a lot to do today. Gets it around. She was looking to try and find. Is that Roseska who's come on? I think it might be. I'll double check that. If that's happened. I didn't spot the substitution being officially notified. Gallick sent the ball back to Amy McLaughlin. Through ball comes from Belconnen United, and a clearing kick in our direction comes from the Canberra FC keeper, Natasha Vasta. Yeah, we do indeed have Gabrielle Risteska on for Canberra FC. I didn't see when that substitution took place, so I'll see if I can dig that out for you. But Risteska, that's her there in the number 11. But it really is all blue at the moment, this game. Just looking back through the official stat notification, and I can't see anywhere on there either that sub's been noted, so I can't give you any more details, I'm afraid, other than to say that she's out there. We'll worry about that later. This is Genovese now. She's got time on her own. She's got Risteska in the middle. Instead, goes back. I think it's Goldstein. It is. Goldstein. Header comes from Wallace Capehorn. Slightly wrong direction. And Belconnen United rebound through Raymond. Raymond now to Maguire. Maguire goes back, was looking for Day, wasn't directed in the right direction, and the ball goes over the sideline. Quick throw in from Mallinson. Headed back out of play. Another throw in. Mallinson follows up her throw. Right foot puts it into the, or tries to put it into the area. Kicked away by Day, who's then cleaned up in the air. I don't know there was much that Mallinson could do there. Day had advanced at pace and got airborne. I'm trying to work out is who was come off for Risteska to have replaced. And now we've got another change coming on for Belconnen United. In number 10 is Amy Reedman, and she's replacing Karen Clark, who's had a fairly busy day. Should I say busy in patches day down back. So that's 4 substitutions. Goldstein. I think it's Bardsley who's off. Anyway, we'll see if Canberra United or Canberra FC have got anything. Hagan sent the ball forward, but it's rebounded for Belconnen United again. Maguire has nobody. It's cleared away. As far as I think that's Whittle over in the far corner. Again, it's Hagan. Okay, I see what's happened here. It was actually not Hagan who came off. That's where I've got confused. I had Hagan down as substituted, and she hasn't been. Is Hagan still out there? No boards during the substitutions here, so that's my bad for getting the wrong number. Okay, so we've sorted out that bit of confusion. Let's get back to the play. Into the last 20 minutes. Referee Georgia Ghirardello wanting the ball brought back. Well, I'm not the only one who was fooled by the substitution. It's the Capital Football Twitter feed. It also listed Krista Hagan as the player substituted, but she's in number 4 out there, and she's definitely down there on the sideline for Canberra FC. Oh, hang on, no, they have made 2 because Briskeskas. I'm just thoroughly confused. So Bardsley off. Yeah, Bardsley's definitely off. I can see her on the sideline. But Hagan's not off. Who is off? We've got 7. So there's... So Christina Grauer-Compos is also off. So let's see if we can clarify this while the players are having a drink. For Canberra FC, and my apologies, but like I said, there's no boards held up here to indicate who's come off. So it got a little bit confusing. Especially because it appeared that it was Krista Hagan who'd gone off. But Hagan's definitely still out there in number 4. And if we can turn over to the Canberra FC huddle for a second, you can see, you might be able to see through those yellow high-vis tops that number 7 is on the right. That's Christina Grauer-Compos. So she's off. Next to her is number 10, Lily Bardsley. They were both in the starting lineup. And Diane Wilson's still there, and as is Shaquille Chong and Hayley McLaughlin. So there we go. So it's definitely Grauer-Compos and Lily Bardsley who've come off. Gabrielle Risteska has come on, and Diana Genovese has come on for Canberra FC. So Canberra FC with the throw in. It only goes as far as Bronte Pike. That's Genovese. Genovese for FC, looking to advance the ball up the field, but it's gone out. So it'll be a throw in for Belconnen United. About 15 minutes left for Canberra FC to try and recover something from this game. There has not been a lot for them to write home about. Lacey, the keeper, gives it off to Day. Day finds Whittle, then back to Day. Long ball from Day, target was Maguire. Contest develops, won by FC, comes back now for them, and it's Churchill who can't control. The ball goes over the sideline, throw in for Belconnen United. Longish throw in from Bailey. They still have possession. The Sky Blue team, and Natasha Vasta really putting everything behind that save. I don't know whether it was all completely necessary, but an overabundance of caution to prevent the side going a 4th goal down, getting both hands on the ball and the body behind it right on the deck here at Mackellar. Got to say, by the way, well done to the ground staff here at Mackellar. I know it's only the first week of the new Capital football season, but the ground here, other than one small spot, and when I say small, about half the size of a dinner plate, I could see, everywhere else absolutely carpet-like. And that small spot may have even been a sprinkler head. Oh, airborne. Referee says play on. Jalocka puts the ball forward, finds Whittle. Whittle weaves, offloads to the right. Long shot, bounces around. It's Raymond. Raymond gets pushed, well and truly pushed to the ground in the penalty area. Referee must have been ruling that the ball had already gone. was half expecting the whistle anyway. So Pike with the throw in. Plenty of pushing going on here now. There's developing a little bit of spirited feeling as opposed to spirited score. There's Reedman we saw in there. Now it's with Day. Could pass it off to Beaton. Instead goes longer and finds Pike. Jalocka still going. And again into opposition territory. Well, it's finally chipped over the sideline by Gabrielle Risteska. Most of the ground in shadow now here at McKellar. I'm sure the players will welcome the last few minutes being played in the shade. Not sure if Daniel on the camera is quite as big a fan of it. With a few bright areas and a few dark areas, but he's doing a great job of keeping things covered for you this afternoon. So Jordan Beaton goes for the top of the square. Ball in the air. Beaton and Wallace Capehorn both go for the header. Both of them miss it, and eventually it trickles over the sideline where it'll be a throw in for Canberra FC. United with a long ball, or retrieving the long ball rather. Gee, that's great little play. Went from Whittle onto Raymond. They've lost it for a second. It comes back to Jalocka. Now over to the far side with Reedman. Reedman puts it into the path of Bailey. Well, it's taken a touch on the red, so Bailey with the throw in. It's Day again. We haven't seen too many long runs from her this afternoon. That's a nice one. Mallinson headed it away. Wasn't sure how much she really knew about it. Only picked it up late, I think, in her peripheral vision. Did well to clear. That's Bailey. She's trying to control it. Couldn't do so. Genovese also tried. Couldn't get a handle on it. Sent it out over the sideline. Belconnen United. Gee, they've had some possession. They really have. Reedman. Now it's with Maguire. Maguire will have the throw in. A little bit over 10 minutes to play. 3 goals the difference. Day. Oh, steps around one. Long ball. Who's she got? Plenty of options. Quickly onto Raymond. This will be one-on-one. Raymond. Oh, Vasta didn't really have control of it. Tapped it away. It went to ground. One more substitution coming for Canberra FC. We'll see Hayley McLaughlin coming on shortly. We're waiting for the stoppage. I'll be hoping the stoppage isn't with the ball in the back of the net because, gee, Belconnen United just throwing some attack together here now. Maguire again. Looking to the corner of the penalty box, into the box. Goes around at the top of the 6-yard box and sees the ball go over the line, and now we have the substitution. So the final substitution for Canberra FC will be Hayley McLaughlin coming on. This is taking a few minutes to develop because I had to see the run all the way from the far end of the field for Jamie Berkeley. So we'll call that an 80th minute substitution. A stepping play from Reedman. That's with Bailey. Bailey, long ball, and Vasta watches it go over the line to the left of the goals. And another substitution, this one for Belconnen United. This will be Leah Carnegie entering the game. And you can hear a lot of appreciation there being shown for Jasmine Maguire. Maguire didn't get her name in the scorebook today, but she's been instrumental in plenty of attacks and provided, or generated, I should say, more than her fair share of trouble for the Canberra FC defence, and well deserving of the early break. 8 minutes remaining, plus injury time, and the home side looking to build on their 3-goal advantage against the defending premiers. Let's not forget that. These sides went toe-to-toe in the grand final last year. Couldn't be separated after 90. There was no score in that. And then there was another 30 minutes with a goal early and an equaliser late, and then the penalties came through. Completely different story today, as it so often is when grand final combatants meet in the first round of a following season. Whittle brought down. Play on. There's this Goldstein who comes through, and eventually referee gives a free to Canberra FC. This game's starting to tick away now. It's McLaughlin, Hayley McLaughlin. So we've got Hayley in 13 and Amy McLaughlin in 6. Both out for Canberra FC. That's Jalocka. Gives it to Whittle. Whittle still going. She's been impressive today. Raymond was the target, but the long legs of Gallic, I think, was stopping the pass. Now, have FC got anything here? Chasing onto it is Risteska. Unlucky. Unlucky. Offside the call. It's fairly close. We've got another sub being made here for Belconnen United. So this is Brittany Smale coming on. And Smale replaces Jordan Beaton. So what's that, 84th minute? I just wonder whether FC are going to have one real last dig deep and see what they can find by way of a goal or anything. Gallic going a long way up the ground, as was Hayley McLaughlin, but they've lost it. Jalocka, what a great game from the Belconnen United captain today. Ellie Raymond. Raymond sends it across the sideline. There's a magpie terrorising a few people in the grandstand. There's a couple of magpies terrorising people in the grandstand now. They've obviously come late for the food. Right in front of us here. Raymond spins through the 360, gets a little toe through into the path of Whittle. Now it's Jalocka again. A turn around. Canberra FC clear it through Risteska. But once again, this blue wall that we've seen from Belconnen United, very hard for the red team to penetrate. Risteska was the target, but Pike got there first. Pike on an attacking run. Puts it outside. Bailey. Long ball. Target is Raymond. Raymond was putting it across to Whittle. It was only about a foot further up the field than it needed to be. Tapped back by Hagan. And now kick and hope from Canberra FC. Day, long ball, goes back to the keeper, Lacey. Lacey bounces it around a couple of times with the feet before she sends it back up the field again. This Belconnen United side still full of running. Pike has given it to Smale. That was over to Day. Now on the far side is Bailey. He's been impressive since she came on about 20 minutes ago. Raymond the target. Ball went behind her. She's turned around. She'll get a chance here if someone can come up to be on the receiving end of the cross. That's good defence. I think that was Gallic from Canberra FC. Or was it Goldstein? It was Goldstein, in fact. 86 and a half gone now. And Belconnen United, they're still looking to add to it. Who knows how important goal difference could be at the end of the season. Hey, Smale, crossfield. That was Bailey. Smale again, long ball. Looking for Raymond. Raymond can't control it. Over the sideline for a throw. I don't think we're going to see any more subs from either side now. No one moving around on the benches. So with 2 minutes left, or 2.5 plus change. It's Day versus Bristeska, and great footwork from Day, and listen to the applause, the fans appreciating that. Good defensive effort. You're 3 goals up, 2.5 to play, and still giving it your all in defence. Great work. Ball goes across field. It was Bailey. Gee, I've really been impressed with her since she came on, and there she is again. I tell you, might be some selection headaches coming up for Anton Jageranek for their next fixture. It was Churchill for Canberra FC, just putting it back in towards their keeper. It's with Wallace cap on. It's Wallace again, still going. Sends the ball back. To be pushed forward by Hamey McLaughlin. I think that was Genovese on the far side. We come back to McLaughlin. The ball comes back to the keeper, Natasha Vasta. With about 1.5 minutes remaining, we've got some floodlights coming on at the ground. I think that's an overabundance of caution, really. There's Jaloka. He's had a great game. Smale. That's Carnegie. Put the long ball through for Madeline Whittle. It's kicked over the sideline in defence by Alice Churchill for the Canberra FC side. We're into the last minute. There will be a little bit of time to be added on. Not a great deal. And now we really are seeing this game potentially just peter out. Day goes across to Jaloka. Jaloka still looking for someone up forward. That's Day again. Day brings herself to ground. And brought down McLaughlin. Hayley McLaughlin with her. Back up. It's Carnegie. That's good play from Whittle. Gets around one, turns around one defender. Ball comes back, she's brought down, and this will be a free kick. So, well, they've got one last chance here, and I'd imagine it will be very close to the last chance because we are into injury time now. So it'll be Day to take the shot. She went to take the shot with Risteska still charging up. The referee saying, well, hang on just a minute. Just a minute. I'd like you to see the wall set up where it should be. Day comes in, shoots. Oh! Well, how about that? Michaela Day, she's been instrumental. She's been a pillar in defence for that Belconnen United side today. Let's not forget the first goal that was set up by Whittle. It started with a run from deep in defence by Day. She gave it to Maguire and Whittle finished it. And then showing that she can't just start them, she can finish them as well. Puts it into the back of the net with the free kick in injury time to stretch the lead out to 4-0. There really can't be more than about a minute left in this one. I was tossing up who I would have given my player of the match to today. There's been a number of candidates for Belconnen United, but I think that goal might just tip it in favour of Michaela Day. And Day now with the long ball. We've seen so much of that. That was inch perfect to Raymond. Raymond dabbed it off. It's come back to her. She can't get the shot away. Ball will go over the sideline. 92 minutes ticks over. Referee says still got plenty of time for the throw. No, we don't. In fact, she signals full time as 92 minutes comes up on the board. And the game finishes up 4-0 to Belconnen United over Canberra FC. And a great start to the season for last year's runners-up. Not such a good start for last year's champions. So the goals in that one coming courtesy of Madeline Whittle for Belconnen United. That came in the 21st minute. That was a cracker. It was a real length of the field effort. As I just mentioned a minute ago, it started with Day, then to Maguire, then to Whittle. There was another chance. There was one disallowed for offside. Both sides hit the crossbar as well during the first half. But it was 1-0 at the break. In the second half, though, well, I won't say it was the floodgates opening, but it was certainly overwhelming from Belconnen United. They just went pressure and pressure and more pressure. Roddy Pike with a corner conversion in the 52nd minute. 12 minutes later, there was all sorts of chaos, ball bouncing around all over the place in the 6-yard box before Gemma Murphy got boot to ball and hammered it into the back of the net. And then to finish things off in injury time, it was Michaela Day with a free kick from a good 20 or so yards out. And nice to see, because this doesn't happen terribly often for me, the player of the match has actually been acknowledged as Michaela Day. So it doesn't happen often that I can pick them, but delighted to see Michaela Day recognised for a very, very busy, pardon the pun, a very, very busy day for Day, and well done to her. So what do we have coming up in the remainder of the weekend in the National Premier League Women's Capital Football Competition? Well, tomorrow afternoon, Riverside Stadium. It's Monero Panthers versus Gungahlin United. That's a 2 o'clock game. 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at the Greenway Enclosed Oval. Beautiful ground, if you can get down there to check it out. Almost as scenic as the view here from Michaela Park. It's Tuggeranong United hosting Woden Western. And then at Hawker at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it's Canberra United Academy up against Canberra Olympic. And if you're wondering what is up next for these two sides, well, for Belconnen United next week, they take the trip to Riverside Stadium to take on Monero Panthers in a Saturday afternoon affair at about 2 o'clock. For Canberra FC, they'll be playing at Nichols on the synthetic pitch, and that'll be against the Gungahlin United Football Club. 4-0 the final score here, the opening day of the Capital Football season. And we say congratulations to Belconnen United. And I'm sure that Canberra FC will chalk up plenty of wins during the course of the season. But a great start to the club champions from 2017. Not such a great start for the actual 2017 champions. You can see there plenty of happy faces in the huddle for the Belconnen United side as they do their post-match festivities, their post-match celebrations. But at this point of proceedings, we say a very big thank you for your company this afternoon. Daniel bringing you the pictures. My name's Chris Coleman. It's been great to catch up with you on Bar TV Sports for our first football game in the National Premier League women's competition here in the ACT. It certainly won't be our last. Russ Gibbs will be bringing you more football, and I look forward to your company again soon. But on behalf of everyone at Capital Football, Belconnen United, Canberra FC and Bar TV, this is Chris Coleman saying thank you for your company on this Saturday afternoon here in Mackellar. It was Belconnen United 4, Canberra FC 0.